Hi, we're listening to a Bongripper song. My brother here's heard it before. I have not.
I'm a big Bongripper fan. I've been listening to them now for a couple of years. I got into stoner doom metal about 10 years ago, and these guys kind of wound up being the best of the bunch, even over like the legends like Sleep and Electric Wizard and stuff. And I really can't believe that they're not bigger than they are. And I'm introducing him to what has essentially become my favorite track from them, which we're going to play for you. It's called Slow, off of their album Terminal, which is just two tracks, and each track is pretty goddamn long. Um, Bongripper's been around since about 2006. They got quite a few records out, split EPs. He'll take it from here and set you up for what we're gonna do.
All right, let's listen to the song and see what it's all about.
Okay, the thing about these guys is, I'm not sure whether or not Ron Petsky, the bass player and frontman, it's funny to call him a frontman because there's no vocals. He's not a vocalist, but he always stands center stage and he holds down the groove hard. Especially considering that there's two guitarists and they're both louder than fuck. But that there, who you're looking at, that's Ron Petsky, and I've seen him in a couple of videos for Reverb, a company that sells guitar, musical equipment, guitar equipment, pedals, just guitar shit. And I think he's the one that really started the band. And if you look at his headstock there, a lot of the times the two guitarists in the band are playing with headstocks similar to those. Those are custom-made headstocks, and I think they're baritone because they play everything in drop A. And this is music people talk, but to tune that low, you need special strings. You need a special
How
neck.
low are they tuned?
Drop A.
Good Lord.
Yeah, they're well, not drop A. They're tuned to A standard. Yeah.
That's a full 5 steps down, isn't it?
Yes, it's very, 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 very low. So if you're familiar with guitars and you're looking at the guitars and you go, hey, that's a Telecaster. Hey, that's a Jaguar bass, but those aren't the right necks. That's a Les Paul, but what's that neck doing on that Les Paul? That's because this guy really knows his shit. He's got good connections in the industry, I'm assuming, and he crafts the sound of this band. You're listening to a live performance. It might sound sloppy, but to be able to do this and be audible at all, to come through with any kind of frequency that is discernible to the human ear, is fucking incredible.
Okay, let's get back to it.
explain something about their drummer. Their drummer, boom, 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 slow. I mean, but he's so steady. And when he wants to, he can tear the fucking house down. If you want to know what their drummer is capable of, they have a song called Her Highness at the end of their very first, actually, it's their very first real album. They had an album before called The Great Barrier Reefer, which is like a conceptual piece that they wanted to make an album that was like 2 minutes longer than Dope Smoker. And then after that, they did an album with songs on it called Hippie Killer. And most of the songs on it are fucking, I don't know, like 5 to 10 to 15 minutes long. But the last song on the album is called Her Highness. And they play the first 32 digits of pi, of the sequence of pi, to the snare hits.
3.14, isn't it?
And they make the first 32 digits of pi. I'm thinking 32. I could be wrong. I don't know anything about the sequence of pi, but they make the first 30. They make the first sequence of numbers of pi kick ass for 15 minutes, and the drummer carries the whole goddamn thing, and it's incredible.
You just multiply 3.1.
name of the song is Slow from the album Terminal by Bongripper. It was performed live at, what was it, Pittsburgh? I'll show y'all right now. That's performed. Let's get us out of the way.
Migration Festival in Millvale, Pennsylvania, July 2018. 4 years old.
That's when the album was brand new. And I started listening to them about a year after this record was released, but I was listening to it only on Amazon Music, and you can't find this record on Amazon Music. It's available on YouTube.
You shouldn't be able to. You should be able to go on to SoundCloud or other places.
I'm sure you can find it everywhere but Amazon for some reason. It's even on Apple Music. But it wasn't until I got an Apple Music account that I heard the record. Or maybe I found it on YouTube first. I can't remember. But it was a couple of years after I started listening to them. And I'd already had several favorite tracks and a favorite album by them. And then I heard this record and it just completely blew everything else that they'd done out of the water. And I still love everything else that they've done. So that's Bonner. What did you think?
It certainly took it took its time to get going. The beginning, I didn't know what was going on, and during the middle, I was seeing how the middle would get to the end. It's kind of like an experience that once the song is over, I fully understood it. You don't understand it and comprehend it, and I would say enjoy it the way you would a normal composition that's of shorter length. But overall, like listening to the entire composition, I hear the point that it's getting across, and it was an effective song, and I'm glad I listened to it. It has movement. It has movements that I like, but there's parts of it where I thought it could have gone a little differently and built itself a little differently.
Real quick, and I'll tell you what I tell everybody who I've introduced this band to. They deeply, deeply reward patience, and repeated listening, and also deep, deep concentration. I think one of the things that made me enjoy them so much is that I drive for Uber, and I listen to them in between fares, and on nights when I don't give a fuck, I listen to them while I have fares. And believe it or not, on night shifts, most people don't really care, and a lot of people dig it. But yeah, I listen to them while I drive a lot, and it's perfect music for driving because all you have is the void of a city at night and this massive monolithic composition exploding out of your car stereo.
Yeah.
And it's taking you on the voyage that you are living through as it's happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, the music deeply rewards repeated listening because now you're going to be familiar with the timing and the structure of the song, but you're still not going to quite remember how many beats, how many measures before the next part. So you're still waiting for the part that you want to hear, and that's another thing I like about them is they love to make you wait. A lot of times, even on tracks you haven't heard before, you know what's going to happen, but you don't know when it's going to happen. You keep expecting it to happen, and it doesn't happen yet. And they love to delay gratification, and that makes it hit so much harder when it drops.
Okay, this is... Yeah, I can see what you mean by deeper concentration and listening to the... It's almost like listening to a story. You have to construct your own story with how the song goes. You have to paint images in your mind so that the song makes sense. Otherwise, it kind of just drowns itself out. It requires not only active concentration, but imagination on the part of the listener to kind of bring about a reality to bring about a reality to the
Mhm.
music, which I appreciate.
Mhm.
It asks something on my part,
Mhm.
rather than just pure listening. A lot of music is just pure listening, pure
Rewards
enjoyment.
concentration.
Yeah, and I can see myself perhaps. I do study transcendental meditation. Generally, I do not listen to anything or have any sound on when I practice it. But I might try it once with this composition and see what it does, because it's a 20-minute song, and I do 20-minute meditations.
And most of their songs are range about 15 to 20 minutes. And James and I had been talking about either setting and doing a session together, or setting and doing a whatever the fuck these things are called, a reaction video together.
This is more of an more of a commentary and analysis.
We're more like a couple of guys commentating on a football game. Sorry if we talked all over it. If you enjoyed what we had to say, then thank you. But this is just our first time doing it. This is something that
we don't really know what we have yet, so we're just going to improvise.
But you know what? It's something we love, and it's something that's fun to fucking do. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna apologize for it. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, if you do, man, we love you. And yeah, even
Make
if you
sure to
don't,
push the like and subscribe and all
even,
those.
Even
Yeah.
if you don't, we love you anyway.
Yeah. Thanks for watching anyway.
Yeah. You guys have a good night.
All right. Catch you later.